There are two different types of problems here. Notice that the second one has a square root in it, but the first one does not. So we won't have to worry about getting rid of a square root or getting rid of a square in this first one here. That'll just be something we'll have to do in the second one. All right, in the first one, all we're going to have to do is use inverse operations to get rid of anything that's over on the same side as the a. So let's start with that. What two things do I need to do before I start solving this? Okay, so we're going to circle the a, remind ourselves that we want to get that a by itself, and draw our line of equality. So once I do that, over on the left side, I can see that there's going to be how many things that I need to get rid of? How many numbers do I need to get rid of to get to the a by itself? 3, right? So we're going to have to get rid of the 3 here, the 5 here, and the 2 here. Which one should we get rid of first?
2.
The 2. Okay, how are we going to get rid of that 2?
Subtract.
All right, so we'll subtract 2 from both sides. And on the left side, when those 2's cancel, what does that leave?
3 parentheses a plus 5 parentheses.
Why do I still need the parentheses there?
Because you didn't really get rid of them yet with the thing.
Since that 3 is still on the outside of the parentheses, it's being multiplied by the whole group, by the a and the 5, so we can't get rid of the parentheses yet. If I dropped them off, then the 3 would only be multiplied by the a, but not the 5 also. So it is important, since we have that stuff outside of the parentheses, so we keep them there. What's 14 minus 2? 12. All right, so we did one step, and we get another new equation. So we simplified the left side, simplified the right side, and we've got our equal sign on the line of equality. Now what do we want to get rid of? The 3, and how am I going to get rid of that 3?
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3, good. Since that's a times 3, we're going to divide by 3. And on the left side, when those 3's cancel, what does that leave?
A plus 5.
Do we need the parentheses now?
No.
No, we don't need the parentheses anymore because there's nothing left outside of the parentheses. On the right side, what's 12 divided by 3?
4.
4. Okay. What next?
Minus 5.
All right. And on the left side, those 5's cancel, leaving what?
Negative 1.
A. And on the right side, we get
Negative 1.
-1. So we get a equals -1. So again, this took 3 steps to get the a by itself. Every step along the way, we get a new equation. This one is a little different because it has what? It has a square root in it, right? So we're still going to circle the variable because I want to get that b by itself. Still going to draw my line of equality. And there are still 3 numbers that I have to get rid of, but there's also something else that I'm going to have to get rid of, which is
Square root.
the square root. All right, now, before I can get rid of the square root, I have to get the square root
By itself.
by itself. So to remind myself of that, I'm going to
Get rid of the 4.
put a box around my square root. All right, so anytime we have a problem that has a square root in it, we're going to put a box around it because we want to remember we have to get that square root by itself. All right, so what's outside the box that we need to get rid of?
4
The 4, right? So how do we get rid of that 4?
plus 4.
We're going to subtract 4. That is a plus 4, so we're going to subtract 4. Do that on both sides. All right, so on the left side, when those 4's cancel, what does that leave?
Square root of 3b minus 2.
Okay, good. So we just, everything that's in the box here, that's the stuff that didn't cancel, that's going to come down. So we have the square root of 3b minus 2, and then equal sign on the line, and 8 minus 4 is 4. All right, now we have the square root by itself. Can I start getting rid of the stuff that's inside of the square root? Can I get rid of that minus 2? Why not? Because it's inside the square root, right? So now that the square root's by itself, the next thing I have to do is
Square.
square it to get rid of the square root, right? So we're going to get rid of that square root by squaring it. Remember, squares go up and to the right. Don't forget that. If I square the left side to get rid of the square root, then I'm going to have to square the right side. All right, so on the left, when those squares and the square roots cancel, what do we get? What's left? 3b minus 2. So we just bring down what was inside of the square root. And on the right side, 4 squared is 16. All right, now what? Yeah, now we need to get rid of that minus 2 by adding 2. So we're just solving like we normally do now. So we add 2 on both sides. 2's cancel, leaving 3b. And on the right side, 16 plus 2 is 18. Then what? Divide by 3 on both sides. That'll get rid of the 3 on the left, leaving what?
B.
B. And on the right side, 18 divided by 3 is?
6.